Hey everyone! So, artificial intelligence has been making headlines since OpenAI launched ChatGPT. And ChatGPT and other tools like that are sparking lots of conversations. So, understanding AI is crucial these days, not just what the technology can do, but also its impacts on society. So, in this video, we're going to answer 3 questions that you should know about AI. So, what is AI in simple terms? Well, artificial intelligence can be broadly defined as machines' ability to imitate intelligent human behavior, such as recognizing objects or text written in different human languages. To really understand AI, you need to know about algorithms because they're the building blocks of this technology. So, algorithms are basically instructions that tell computers how to do things. It's like a recipe. So, for example, you probably used Google Search before. Google Search uses an algorithm called PageRank that sorts and organizes search results based on some pre established rules. Simple algorithms always perform a task in the same way if you give them the same data. But most AI systems nowadays use very complex form of algorithms. And we're talking about machine learning algorithms that can change and adapt as they process more data, such as text and images. So when these AI algorithms change, we say that they're learning. For instance, imagine that you want to train an algorithm to identify cat images. You keep giving it images about what is and what is not a cat. And then the algorithms start to identify what features are present in all cat images, such as pointy ears or the overall shape of the animal, and so on. So it's pretty cool, right? Now that you know what algorithms are, what machine learning is, we need to understand generative AI. So, this type of AI uses machine learning techniques to create things such as text, images, or even music. Think of it like ChatGPT or similar tools that generate responses when you type something. How you ask these generative AI systems questions really matters because they respond differently based on what you say and how you say it. That's when communication skills can be very helpful. So, for instance, including details about the audience, context, or tone of the message in your prompts can generate better results. But remember, generative AI is not the only type of artificial intelligence. There are also non generative AI tools such as spam filters that can clean up your email or shopping suggestions that recommend stuff based on what you bought before. Now you might be wondering, how do these AI systems actually learn? Well, as we mentioned before, it's all about the data. Some systems use relatively small amounts of data, while others need loads of it. Have you ever heard of large language models? Well, these are AI systems that were created and trained using lots of texts. Think like the equivalent of billions of books. That's a lot of reading, right? Um, so the whole process can be unsupervised, and other times humans step in and they tweak things by labeling the data or by giving feedback on how the system is doing. Take, for example, an AI tool that has been fed data from internet forums. The system might be able to provide instructions on how to rob a bank, for instance. It's scary, right? Well, humans can tweak these systems to make sure that they don't share anything that is harmful. And when developers set up these safeguards to keep AI from causing trouble, They call them guardrails. And it's really tricky to predict exactly how effective these guardrails will be because developers can always foresee every way people are going to use these tools. You've probably been seeing on social media clips of people trying to outsmart AI systems with clever prompts that break these guardrails. So let's sum things up, right? Algorithms are the basic building blocks of AI, letting machines mimic intelligent human behavior. Nowadays, many AI systems rely on machine learning algorithms that change and adapt as they're fed new information, new data. And generative AI is a specific type of AI that uses these techniques to create content. So, what can AI do? We've mentioned that artificial intelligence are computer systems trying to mimic human thinking. But can they feel empathy or make moral choices on their own, like humans do? Are they aware of their own existence? And the answer to these questions is no. AI systems are all about crunching data. They analyze it, they describe it, they make predictions, and suggest solutions to problems. When you chat with a bot, it might seem like you're talking to a real person, but really it's just a super complex calculation machine. Now let's break down what AI is actually doing out there in the world. So, for instance, in the medical field, AI programs can study medical images and other data to spot early signs of illnesses. Imagine a tool that predicts cancer risks from a mammogram, for instance. That's AI at work. In banking, AI can track spending habits and shopping patterns to spot things such as frauds or suspicious logins into account. In entertainment, think about how Netflix or YouTube, how these platforms figure out what to suggest next to you. It's all about algorithms learning our tastes and preferences. In education, AI driven learning platforms can act like personal tutors. They can analyze how well you're doing and what you need to learn next. They can even create quizzes or activities to match how you learn best. So, these are just some examples. There's cool stuff that AI can do. However, in this video, I'm not diving into the concerns that these tech tools and technology bring. Please check out my other video on why these technologies have downsides too. AI is pretty complex, right? So, how can we wrap our heads around it all? Well, one helpful way is to use this approach from Kristen Getchell, who teaches business communication. Building off the work of other researchers, she and her colleagues suggest treating AI like thinking helpers and figuring out what roles they can play in whatever task you're tackling. So, for instance, these tools can be assistants making writing suggestions, or monitors scanning social media responses, or even coaches giving feedback on group dynamics. So, assistants, monitors, coaches, AI can wear many hats. Many AI researchers and educators think that the best way to use this technology is to help humans improve their own thinking. So, for instance, Professor Chris Didi, who works with educational technologies, called this human machine partnership augmented intelligence. So, while machines are good at crunching data and making predictions, humans bring experience and wisdom into the mix. In this partnership, humans are still evaluating AI's outputs and making decisions. So, what do you think about this approach? I challenge you to look around the technologies that you already use and try to understand the several roles that AI is already playing in your life. So, can humans and machines work in sync? Are there friction points in this relationship? What do you think?